Welcome back. So now we are going to look at our application questions. So our first question says, in the northern provinces of South Africa, Mopani worms are traditional sources of high-protein seasonal food found in the area. But they also have become a favorite of tourists and visitors of the area. Each year, more and more are being eaten, so they are now hard to find. We say they are becoming locally extinct. So here's a picture of Mopani worm on a tree here. Now our question says, describe the impact that this could have on the rest of the food chain. So if Mopani worms were to be removed from the food chain, what would be the effect of that? Now let us look at our solution. Now our question says, describe the impact that this could have on the rest of the food chain and food web. So that is what we are doing. If these worms were to be removed from the food chain and the food web, what impact would that have? Now, the secondary consumers that eat them will have less food. So they eat more of other animals which will also become endangered. So the Mopani worms, if they are not there, then whichever organisms feed on them will start eating other organisms, and those other organisms will also be endangered. Secondary consumers that eat only these worms, which are Mopani worms, may become extinct, obviously because they will have nothing to eat. So that is what will happen if Mopani worms were to be taken away from the food chain and the food web. So moving on to our second question, it says, for each type of pollution listed below, write a short description on how humans cause this type of pollution. So the first one that we have is land pollution, and then we have water pollution. Lastly, we have air pollution. So we need to give a brief discussion of how humans play a role in ensuring that these are happening, which is not a good thing, by the way. So the first one that we are looking at is land pollution. In spite of recycling, much rubbish still goes to landfill sites, where chemicals will now seep into the soil water and poison food chains. So that is the first one, land pollution. Then the second one is water pollution. Water pollution can be caused by car oil being washed into the rivers or people using rivers as toilets. Some municipalities allow raw materials such as sewage to be released into the rivers or sea instead of treating the sewage correctly. So now this can also lead to water pollution. Then the last one is that farmers spray crops to kill pests with pesticides. But these pesticides wash into the rivers and also damage the ecosystem in the rivers. So that is how humans play a role in ensuring that water pollution does not come to an end. Now we are going to look at the last one, which is air pollution. So air pollution comes from chemicals burnt by factories, coal power stations, car exhausts, insecticide sprays, burning old tires, and more. So whatever it is that you do to create smoke that goes into the atmosphere, then that is how you as a human being are playing a role in ensuring that air pollution does not stop. So we are going to stop here for now, and I'll see you after the ad break.